Hi, this is Justin from AC Hamilton on a terrible morning in October, and I'm here with, at least to cheer me up, two great keyboards, the Yamaha Genos2 and the Korg PA5X. So quite tricky this one, I think. I mean, they're both great keyboards, but I'm going to split it up into sounds and styles. Some of you, I think, will understand why I would do that, but also I'm going to do something I never do in these comparison videos, which is give an actual opinion. So let's see how we go with that. So there's some sounds from both keyboards. So here's the opinion, and it's not really controversial, this, I don't think. I think it's very fair, is that basically they're both brilliant, and it is roughly 50-50 on sounds. Styles is another matter, ease of use is another matter, but just for now, sticking with sounds, I think it's fair to say, and when Matt, who's doing the recording, listens to it, he also gets that same impression that, yeah, there might be one you slightly prefer on one, another you prefer on the other one, but roughly overall I think it's fair to say it is 50-50. You may have noticed on the last piano that when we added the electric piano to the acoustic piano, that was quite different because the Genos has got this FM engine, whereas on the Korg we just had to pick a standard FM preset. So you notice there's quite a difference in the sound there. So let's see how we go with the rest. So just on some of the physical differences, you can see they're roughly the same size. Obviously the PA5X got a tilted screen, although the Genos2 now has more of a tilt than it had before, and the screen is very, very bright and very clear. So again, probably 50-50 on that one. But the keys are very different, as some of you will know. So the keys on the Korg are like semi-weighted. There's more of a, it's not a piano feel, but it's like halfway between keyboard and piano. Whereas on the Genos, it's a very nice feel. It's a very nice to play, but there's no physical weight. It's going to be a personal preference. It can be a good thing or a bad thing depending on who you are. We've got lots of people who find this easier to play. It's faster, you know, if you're not terribly the world's greatest player, then you'll find this easier to play. Whereas, you know, if you're a pianist, for example, you're gonna, you probably want the piano action, but if you had to pick, you'd probably pick that one because it's got a little bit more weight to it. So it's different things for different people on the action. The Korg is built of metal, this is plastic. Again, there's not really a difference in the reliability, they're both very reliable. It's just, I suppose if you drop that one down a flight of stairs, it'd have more chance of surviving than this, but you know, they're both equally reliable. If you're moving it, obviously you find this a lot lighter to pick up. So again, I don't think there's much in it there, it's just a personal preference. So styles, this is where the real big difference is in the keyboards. A lot of you probably would already know this if you've had a Korg or a Yamaha before. It's going to be down to the individual preference. It's also going to be down to what sort of things you play. So if you play what I would call standard songs, you know, if you play Fly Me to the Moon, if you play Sweet Caroline, you know, standard songs that we all know, or we do have customers who don't want to play standard songs. They want to do their own thing, and they also don't want their songs to sound like the record. Most people want them to sound like the record, and they want them to sound like the tune that we all know. So in that respect, absolutely, I think pretty much everyone would agree that the Yamaha would win hands down. But as I say, we do have those people who maybe do their own compositions, or they don't want it to sound like the record, they don't want it to sound like everybody else. So then that could be an argument for the Korg. But overall, you know, if you want it to sound like the song that we know, it's the Yamaha. If you want it to sound like your own interpretation or your own composition, then maybe the Korg. I come on to ease of use. I mean, over the years, people have always found the Yamaha easy to use. But that being said, there's lots of customers who'll say, what are you talking about? We've no problem with the Korg. So again, it's all down to the individual, but on a general thing, people do find the Yamaha easier to use. And there is a difference. If you look in the screen here, and just look at the standard screen with, hopefully Matthew can put some shots on as I'm talking, is if you look at you've got the main voices, right 1, right 2, right 3. At the moment we've got Concert Grand, 80s Ballad Hit and Classic Nylon Open as your 3 sounds for your right hand. And you look how big the image is and how big the writing is, saying piano or guitar. Whereas if you compare that with the Korg, everything is much smaller, the writing smaller, it's more busy, so it's just not as clear, big and clear, I would say, would be a fair thing to say. They've both got knobs and sliders, very similar in other respects, but that's just an indication of the differences in the screen. How things are presented is a little bit clearer and more obvious on the Yamaha. I think that's fair. So there we have it. So I hope you don't think we're in favour of one or the other. We've never ever been like that. So one thing about here is that we always just tell the truth the best that we can, and the truth is they are both great keyboards, but it's different things for different people, and what one person likes another person doesn't. But overall, you know, you have these differences that hopefully you've noticed in this video, and that we're trying to convey that as honestly as we can. So hope you enjoy, and see you next time.